Our next set of South Africans who are doing great things, we're going to be talking to Tony, Make, and hopefully later Tatenda Phiri. And these are young men who are just, I don't even know where to begin. So if you just Google them, firstly, you will see that they are probably amongst the best dressed young men in South Africa. And they've been part of this recently released book that's part of this We Are Dandy project, The Return of the Elegant Gentleman. So absolutely stunning. I mean, the fashion taste is just amazing. But anyway, so we're talking to Tony. And so apart from the fact that he dresses nicely and he's involved in all these projects, he's an amazing photographer. He also is a founder of the Children's Foundation. So he's on the line with us this evening. Good evening, Tony.
Hi, Lovelyn. How are you?
I'm so well. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man.
Thank you. And then we also have Tatenda Phiri on the line. And Tatenda is one of those interesting characters in the sense that he really advocates for real change and sustainability in African fashion and creative arts. And he was part of the group that was featured in We Are Dandy. Good evening, Tatenda.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, I mean, guys, I want to delve right into it and really talk through some of the stuff that you guys are involved in. Tony, let me just start with you. Can you maybe just, in summary, let's start here. Who is Tony? Where is Tony from? What is Tony doing?
It's quite hard to describe myself, but I'll try as best as I can. For me, Tony Mac is I'm far more busy than typical dandy, you know. Like, I'm studying molecular biology at Stellenbosch, and I'm working at the Water Institute as a wine microbiologist as well, and I have an internship as well at the water ecology. And then I'm running the NGO, which is a Children's Foundation. It stands for Tony's House. It comes from my brand, Tony's House, which is a brand of photography. You know, that's when I try to prove that photography does bring life. And it started like in 2014, where now, last year we supported currently 1,554 kids at Ikaya Primary School. And then I decided to pay some of the outstanding fees from some of the learners in grade 12, studying in private schools as well. And also I'm a photographer, I'm a fashion stylist. I love traveling, but most importantly, that is above all is I am a microbiologist. So yeah,
it's interesting that you describe yourself that way, Tony, and we're going to get back to that in a second. Tatenda, do you want to give us just a brief on who you are and how you describe yourself and an idea of some of the things that you're currently involved in?
Okay. Basically, Tatenda is a very passionate man with regards to style, aesthetics, and basically an art form of expression. I love expressing people who are expressive of themselves, or say in your sense of style or your sense of art. And I feel Africa has a lot to share, and with that, I've created a creative agency, which I'm not only working with brands to on their campaigns and etc., but I'm as well trying to create a link between the best artisans, because I feel Africa has a lot of talent. But it's not reaching where it should be. I'm creating a link between global brands and African artisans to more say have the guys who make amazing creative stuff, so we can create a platform for them to be recognized internationally. And I feel there's not that much work which is happening. And my part of the trip to Italy was to kind of bridge that. And working more so on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's quite cool, and it's good that you've actually mentioned the trip to Italy, because that was my next question. So, both of you were part of a group that went to this, and I hope I pronounce it properly, Pitti Omio 91 event in Florence in Italy. And I mean, this is quite a high profile fashion exhibition, probably one of the biggest in the world. So you guys were part of a group that went to this event in Florence in Italy. Tony, maybe if I can start with you, can you maybe just tell us, how did you guys get featured there, and why specifically were you featured there?
For me, I think PG Umo, it was my second time this year. Last year I went to PG Umo, and but then my mentor, he was the one who pushed me to go to PG Umo. I didn't know about it, but when I searched on Google, I just saw people. I thought maybe it's a street fashion show, but then it is bigger than that, you know. And I was supposed to go with Locks, the vintage guru from Namibia last year. So when I was having the exhibition of Fisma's Fall in Germany, so for me, I went to PG Umo for a day. So that's why I didn't plan much, and I didn't have time to interact or network when I was at PG Umo, because I had to host an exhibition. I had to focus on the exhibition in Munich. But then I was inspired by Brian Lehang. Brian Lehang is based in Johannesburg. He's the one, I think, who represented South Africa in Italy, because it was his first time, but he did his homework. PG Umo runs for 4 days, and you can see people who are ready at PG Umo. The networking, you meet big people, their humbleness, the respect they give you, it's so amazing, you know. And immediately when you come through the entrance, you see a lot of thousands of photographers taking pictures of you. You feel like you are being appreciated in a way. So this year we had a mission, you know. Like, to me, I like to surround myself with people who are in the same mission as me. So our main mentor, Locks, the vintage guru, he's the one who bring up all these puzzles to make one picture, you know. We have one of our team brothers as well from Germany, Sasha. He's the one as well. He's a professional menswear in clothing, and the Tatenda as well. So all of us, we called ourselves the Union Brothers. So like our mission as well, when we went there, it was fun, but then our mission was to network, to make partnership, you know. Like, to me, I was there as a fashion stylist and as a photographer. But then people couldn't understand exactly where am I, because there's not a lot of photographers at PG Umo who are into fashion, you know. People, if you're a photographer, mostly they prefer to be behind the scenes. So for me, I was like mostly both of them. So when we went this year, like, we were self-sponsored, you know. We didn't get any sponsorship or anything, but we strived, you know. We strived to go there and stuff. And I like the fact that all of us, we had one mindset, you know, because, and to me, I think they pushed me above the limits. There was a time when I didn't want to go to Italy. And then Loxy, he was the one who kept pushing me, saying we have to go to Italy. That's when we met, all of us. Sorry,
Tony. I want to bring Tatenda into the conversation at this point. So, I mean, I'm looking at this cover of the booklet, book, We Are Dandy, the elegant gentleman around the world. And obviously, you know, the whole focus is around, you know, this whole thing of being a dandy and embracing style, you know, and men's fashion wear and all those things. So I'm interested to hear from you, Tatenda. I mean, what is it about dressing in a stylish way? What is it about that is attractive for you? And I say this because, you know, I've obviously looked at the digital version of this book, and I've seen some of the images. You guys are looking so dapper. But there's also very much a dimension around this where, you know, you're still able to connect with your community. So I'm trying to understand that connection. What is it about dressing the way that you do that still helps you to reach out into certain communities and connect different people?
I would say with the dandy approach to style, it's more something which resonates. It's real style. It's not trendy. It's more about expression, and you see that with it could be vintage inspired, but basically it's real style. I'm not following trends with it comes by seasonal. It's how I feel today. I'm going to put this on because I feel like this. I'm going to want to express this because I feel like this today, or I feel like this, so I should wear this. My favorite jacket is per se, and the dandy is all about embracing a lot of things altogether. It's not only the way you look, it's as well mostly a mindset. So it's about appreciating the finer things in life. They don't need to be expensive, but it's just appreciating good music, good company. And the dandy man is a man who is a kind of like an overall. they understand culture, they can understand history, cuisine, music, and they're pretty much all-rounded gentlemen.
And so, Tony, at this point, I mean, I want to talk about the way that you dress. So in the piece around you and your dress style, there's a comment there around how for you it's important to show people in your community, that it is possible to come out of your community and still look good and still look after your community and still be responsible, all those things. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that importance of representation for the younger ones behind you?
Yeah, I think the term dandy just came now, but then one has to think we were dandy before, it started from our parents. And to me, I think being a dandy is a way of life. I think I'm one that goes beyond clothing, strive for the attitude and elegance in every aspect of existence, and also the way you dress. To me, in my community, I'm surrounded by children, and in which that's what I love most of the time. Sometimes I can just, I don't dress for an occasion. I dress up like every day, and it's not like the aim that today I want to dress up. It's just how I feel. And the children that are in my street, I inspire them. There was a time whereby before I went to Italy, I hosted a farewell. I invited all the children in my streets, and then I bought them gifts. Because some of them, they didn't have Christmas gifts or New Year. So I left on the 3rd, and then I invited all the children in my streets. It was around about 40 to 60. And from there, we were asking simple questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? And one of them was like, I want to be like you, in which that's how I see myself. It's different when you are being inspired by. There's a difference between knowing someone and knowing about someone. Most of our people, our youngsters in our communities, I want them to know someone. I don't want them to know about someone who's successful, because to them, it's hard to believe that they can be successful. So if I'm the one who inspires them, they can easily come to me and have conversation. And this book, We Are Dandy, it's an honor and privilege to be in this book. Captured by Rose, and it's written by Nathaniel. Nathaniel from the States. Yeah. And when they came to my township as well, they were also inspired by how the children, they like to have me around them. Even when I think to me they made me who I am. Because without my photography, without them, I wouldn't be traveling the world. I wouldn't be. There was a time last year
Tony, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to interrupt you there. Sorry. Unfortunately, we are almost running out of time. Just the last thing, Tatenda, very, very quickly, in literally 10, 20 seconds. What's the best way for us to support you guys? Very quickly.
Basically, it's to attend more of our online functions. Basically, you need to follow us on our social media. Hashtag, mostly Instagram is where we're mostly active. On Tony's at Tony's House. I am at Time Based Arts and Designs, and Lux is at Lux the Vintage Guru.
Okay.
And Sasha is at Sasha Venice. So that's the best way to keep in touch with us, basically, and follow us and be in touch with the things that we're doing.
Perfect.
And I think only with that you can kind of want to engage with us.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show this evening. That was Tatenda Phiri and Tony Make.